Hey, beautiful people.
Hello.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Hanging on by a thread today, Adrian. But good. How about you?
Oh, sister, I hear you. Like 100%, I hear you. Give me just a minute here. All right, so I see Rebecca, Jerry, Sonia, Ashley. Is that Ashley Lawal? I think it is. Ooh, Rourke's coming in, Robin's on.
Hey, Adrian, is this the gentleman that you said might be able to help me with my Facebook issue?
Yep, he is our regional tech trainer.
How long will he, will he be there around noon or 12:15?
Yeah, you coming in?
Okay, because I can't get there before probably 12:15, but I was wondering if he could help me when I came in.
All right, hang on one second. All right, so God bless him. This is his first time up here to our office. He's here, he's just having a little bit of trouble finding the actual office. So he'll be in here in just a second. I see we have Lara, Jerry, Robin, Rourke, Sonia. Poor Melinda had this on her calendar for next month. So she is not going to be joining us today. So I'm gonna kind of take over assisting Jack with anything that he might need during his presentation here. And I really appreciate you ladies jumping on here. How many of you are planning on doing the CMA class today at 1?
I'm coming in.
Yay. Yeah, that's going to be a really good class. The CMA class always is. People get so much out of that. All right, how many of you guys have ever used campaigns before? Oh,
I did once.
Work did one time.
Yeah.
And did you run an ad through Facebook?
No, I did not run an ad.
Where did you advertise in campaigns?
I think I used it to print.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't do Facebook or anything.
Okay. Okay. Super.
Where in the world is my notebook?
You sound about like me. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. I share the right thing. All right, you guys can see in my command, right?
Yes.
Thanks,
Yes.
Sherry. Thank you. All right, and you guys all know that if you hit the KW, it pops out the applets inside of Command, just in case you forget what something is. Hi there, sir.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Is this the first time? Is that everyone on? Okay.
Yeah, we're just getting in here.
Okay.
I'm just pulling up the campaigns.
Sure.
And to the best of my knowledge, Jack, nobody on here has ever ran an actual campaign.
No one has actually ran an actual
No
campaign.
one has ran a campaign. So
Okay.
they are like newbies to the nth degree on this.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
So greatly appreciate you all's patience. There were 3 accidents on the way here.
Oh, man.
And at the same time, this is the first time I've ever had the privilege to come to a market center that's actually attached to a mall. So this is like exciting for me.
Awesome. Awesome.
So thank you all for your patience. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to take a deeper dive into campaigns. But first, before we get started, I know a lot of you all are new to campaigns and may or may not understand just the entire campaigns dashboard as a whole. Within campaigns, we can run our paid ads through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We can also have the ability to run email campaigns for a lot of us or teams who would like to run email campaigns or maybe newsletters. Direct mail, that is directly associated with Real Mailers, who's the partner with KW Command, where you can send out personal postcards. And then our favorite and a hot commodity is also social posts. So I know a lot of people, Adrian, you just mentioned that a lot of people have not ran any campaigns. So the very first thing we want to make sure, as you can see on Adrian's screen, at the top right where you see connected accounts, you see she has her Facebook business page connected. Now, the one thing to remember as you're connecting your Facebook account into Command, you can only connect your Facebook business account, not a personal account, but a business account. Now, it will ask for the Facebook login to your personal account because remember, you are the admin of that specific business page. So once you actually use your login information, they're going to ask you which business page would you like to connect to Command. Of course, if we have more than one business, we want to be intentional about connecting our real estate business page. So the very first thing we want to make sure is to always connect our Facebook account. From the campaigns dashboard, as we're looking here, you can connect your account for paid ads, and then also you can switch to the tab that says social posts, where you can connect those accounts as well. Now, there's not a lot of people that has actually ran a campaign, so there's 2 sides to this that we want to talk about today. We want to talk about Facebook paid ad and how that runs through the algorithm. And we want to also talk about Facebook social posts. We want to talk about those 2. Emails and direct mail, they're pretty self-explanatory. With email campaigns, there are a lot of email newsletter templates that we can use. And it has the same look and feel as if we're inside of designs. And we can change the wording, add our logos, our photos, get very creative with it, have a little fun with that as well. And direct mail is somewhat of a similar sort, where we're still in designs and we're designing our postcards. For example, our just listed, our just sold, for example. And then now from there, you can target your audience or the neighborhoods you would like to actually market to. So most people who are heavy on circle prospecting use a lot of the direct mail, especially within their neighborhoods or maybe within a listing that they have in that neighborhood. So inside of dashboard, the very first thing that we see is our performance, to let us know what is our performance within the last 30 days, how much we have spent, how many leads we've generated, campaigns, engagement, and more. Also, you see lead to go if you're on track to hit your goal with more leads or not. And then again, as we mentioned before, the connected accounts to the top right. In the middle, let's talk about social posts for just a second. Now in the middle, we have quick posts and it says looking for inspiration. Put your own twist on these suggested posts. So now we have templates. We have templated neighborhood videos where we can add an actual zip code, find the subdivision and use that as our market snap data post on Facebook. We also have various templates and captions available. Now, the beautiful thing about this here that we see is we also see that you can either utilize the templated images here. And if this is something that doesn't look that interesting to you, you can always go to the top right and click this shuffle button here. Once you click shuffle, then now you see here, it changes to a different template or shows you a different option. Also, another thing to keep in mind, you want to write this down and notate this. Anytime that you actually use emojis inside of our post, or if we use emojis for our captions, that runs through the algorithm, whether it's paid ads or social posts, it runs through the algorithm and boosts your post at a higher rate just because there is more animation to it. We have emojis. You see here, we have a home emoji, then we have a snowman emoji, we have a world emoji, or if you use fire emojis, because a lot of engagement inside of social media comes from emojis, hashtags, and more. That kind of bumps the algorithm up and gives you more chances to have more engagement and more views to your post, whether it be paid or social posts, which is unpaid ads. Always keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind on the dashboard here as well, just in case you need additional training outside of this session and more, there are more tips and trainings and tools from answers.kw.com with how-to videos, as well as step-by-step help that will help you create a neighborhood smart video, how to track your campaign results, whether you're running through Facebook, Twitter, real mailers, or as well as how to actually craft to send a newsletter email campaign. Now, as we see at the top right of this particular dashboard, we see that the advanced tips tab is on. So this is for our intermediate to advanced tech-enabled agents who want to learn more about campaigns. If you're just starting off and you're totally new, like most of us on this call, then you want to toggle this off, and it's just going to take you through just the basics first. It'll take you through how to create a paid ad. It'll take you how to create and manage social posts, and how to stop and pause an active campaign. And how beautiful that they already have the beginner tips and training step-by-step help here. And that's exactly what we're going to go over today. So just to give a book reference before we get started inside of campaigns and learn more of how we can run our campaigns and how to create them, there's a book that I want to recommend by Brendan Kane. His last name is spelled K as in kite, A-N-E, Brendan Kane. And this is called 1 Million Followers, How I Built a Massive Social Following in 30 Days. Again, this is a book by Brendan Kane called 1 Million Followers. Also, he has another book called Hook Point. So this is how you can take control and reach your audience at a wide variety. Also, growth hacks for your business, your message, and your brand from the world's greatest minds that Brendan Kane and his team studied in here. And one of the things that he talks about inside of this book is on chapter 2, starting on page 41, he has target your audience. So to target your audience, you have to be very, very intentional. So I'm going to flip to this page now. And inside of chapter 2, he says, target your audience. Targeting can make or break a business. Many products and brands are capable of reaching a large audience, but knowing the nuances about who you will actually engage with your product or brand is what truly helps create a significant, lasting following and customer base. So within this chapter, he also explains how to get specific. Of course, we live in the information age, which makes granular targeting more important than ever before. So now within your targeting checklist, you have to know, of course, the gender of your target audience, the age, the desired marketing goal, where is your audience located, what interests do people who buy your product or brand or would like to know more about your brand have. So just being very intentional. And of course, another disclaimer before we go on, please, please, please read Facebook and Instagram's guidelines and policies of posting ads, just to make sure that you're not unintentionally discriminating or having anything of a sort that will flag your post to not be promoted, or if your promoted post is rejected because of those guidelines. So please, please, please make sure you take a look at those guidelines on facebook.com or instagram.com. So great. So back to the book, also, you need to know what are some additional lifestyle information you know about your audience. And I will also challenge what lifestyle options or information would you like your audience to know about yourself outside of your real estate business? Because of course, when we're posting our paid ads and social posts, we don't want to get too into the weeds and just seem like we're just focused on real estate all the time. A lot of people would love to do business with you if they know you and if they can trust you and you are very reliable and you can deliver on the promise that you will keep in your business. So it really starts at the ground level of who we are. And then lastly, who are your top level competitors and what do their fans look like in regard to questions on this list? So maybe another brokerage in your area, what do they look like? What are the target audiences? What is the average market price and more? So taking a deeper dive inside of this book, they also go through the psychology of communication. Okay, so a lot of the psychology of communication is also added within our quick post. And as mentioned before, inside of our quick post, it says looking for inspiration, put your own twist to these suggested posts. So within the suggested posts, you'll start to see some of those same attention grabbers, or as we mentioned, hook points, where you may have the ABC, XYZ. So the ABC will be your hook point. The XYZ will be your closing point, for example. So say I have a buyer in ABC whose price point or is looking for a home priced at XYZ. Do you know of anyone? Please contact me today or DM or call. So that's your hook point. So taking a deeper look at the psychology of communication, there's a model called process communication model. So that's PCM. And the process communication model is a behavioral observation tool that allows you to communicate more effectively, has been highly influential in the way, and many major corporations in the world create content and communicate with others through using this PPM method. So now within the communication, the PC method, let's write this down. We have 5 things, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, 5 things that we want to keep in mind. The PCM deals with logic. PCM also deals with value, charm, feelings or compassion. So same thing, feelings / compassion, and humor. So again, that's logic, value, charm, feelings and compassion, and humor. So let's take a look at an example of what this specific PCM option in your captions on your paid ads, as well as your captions on your social posts, can sound like and look like and feel like using this same method to communicate to your target audience. So here's the example. Think of a car. This car model gets 50 miles per gallon. The car's miles per gallon are at the highest rate compared to other models in its class. We believe that this car provides more value to our customer in regard to what you're going to pay for. Bottom line, it's the best car on the market. It feels good, it looks nice, and you're going to be so comfortable driving this car. All your friends are finally going to want to hang with you because this car is awesome. Meaning now you're not driving your old Sentra from how many ever years ago. Now you're in your Maserati, and now all your friends are going to want to drive. Now let's break this down. They break this down here on page 67, and it says, this sentence uses logic and speaks to your audience who are thinkers. Think of a car. This car model gets 50 miles per gallon. The car's miles per gallon are at the highest rate compared to other models in its class. Now that's the hook point for those who are your audience, people in your audience who are thinkers. Now, the sentence that we're going to say in a minute uses value and speaks to your persisters, meaning your persistent clients or target audience. We believe that this car provides more value to our customer in regard to what you're going to pay for. So now it's, oh, now I hear a value. Okay, great. The next sentence uses charm and speaks to your promoters. Bottom line, it's the best car on the market. We're not buying any other car. Bottom line, it's the best car on the market. The next sentence uses feelings or compassion, or for those who speaks to harmonizers, like myself, Adrian, right? All right, it says it feels good, it looks nice, and you're going to be so comfortable driving this car. You will feel good, it looks good, and you'll feel so comfortable driving it, you want that. And lastly, the last sentence in this example uses humor and speaks to the rebels who will laugh at literally anything and just, you can't invite them anyway because they're so rebellious, right? So all your friends are finally going to want to hang with you because this car is awesome. Using that PCM, which again, it stands for process communication method, process communication model. How can we use this same hook point or this same method described in the book for a lot of our quick posts and a lot of our paid ads? Let's go ahead and get some activity inside of the chat. What would be your best niche, or what would you like to actually start promoting to, or do you want to start using some of your captions for logic to speak to your thinkers? Would you like to use value in your captions? Would you like to use charm? Would you also like to use feelings or compassion, or maybe even humor, maybe a combination of maybe two or more models within this process communication? Let's pop into the chat. What would you like to speak to your clients inside of your captions? Would you like to use logic, value, charm, feelings and compassion, or humor? Just gonna wait a second for some activity. And while you all are thinking on that and adding that inside of the chat box, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. First, we're gonna start on social posts and go through how to actually run a social post and to be intentional about scheduling, because we have the ability to schedule ahead of time for our post. And then we're going to take a look at our paid ads, how to configure our paid ads, how they're similar to social posts, yet you're using, of course, a target audience and budget. And then we're going to also look at our dashboard area to make sure we are understanding our ad spend metrics and making sure that we know where we can add a card on the file. Okay, so let's start off with social posts. So as we're starting off with social posts, taking a look at the quick posts, I will always start here with quick posts just because it's templated, it's there. We don't have to think too hard or too much on it. Let's use that first, right? So again, just to mention again, if there is a post that you're not quite fancy on or you don't want to use, you can always use this shuffle tab here. And as I'm shuffling through, now you get to see the images may change, the captions may change, and more. The only thing that won't change is the neighborhood video, of course. So let's just take a look at this here, for example, for a Keller Mortgage post. So if you're ready to use this social post, just simply double click on it from your dashboard. So remember, we went from campaigns to dashboard, and then from dashboard, we looked at our quick post, and we double click on one of our example quick posts to pull up this screen here. So as we have this screen here, let's take a look at what this will actually entail. So here we have image, we have video, and we have link. So for the first section, excuse me, let's scroll up. The first section, we have content. Now, command will always suggest to keep your text short, clear, and to the point to get your message across. Also, if you have one, you can also include a short link. So let's take a look at this example caption first. And the subject of this specific post is to promote Keller Mortgage, of course, yourself, but to also promote Keller Mortgage, so that people can actually reach out to you and ask you more about it, because remember, you are the real estate professional. We have, why should you get a mortgage or refinance with Keller Mortgage? Now again, remember, we see our emojis. So we have house emojis. So for the first house emoji, we have competitive rates, no lender fees, no lender fees on loans over 150K, fast processing, and we're going to take a scroll, world-class experience, plus specials like the 0+ loan are available exclusively through KW agents like me. Send me a DM if you're interested. Keller Williams and Keller Mortgage are affiliated businesses. Ask me for details. Now, just taking a look at this text of what we just described and just mentioned inside of this book for the PCM. Think about it. We have, why should you get a mortgage or refinance with Keller Mortgage? Opening up with a question, an open-ended question at that. So now we have our audience engaging and thinking, well, why should I? Well, I don't know. Then we list the answers that are hook points, competitive rates, no lender fees. I don't know about you, Adrian, but anytime someone sees no fees, they want to jump right on it, right?
Absolutely.
No lender fees on loans over 150K. Now you have that ABC XYZ, that actual number. Fast processing, because again, we're living in a microwave world now. Everything's so instant, right? World-class experience. That's one of the things as a consumer we would love to have in a customer service experience. Then you also have an additional hook point so that they can actually reach out to you. Plus specials like 0+ loan are available exclusively through KW agents like me. So you're already letting them know, like myself. Send me a DM, or you can just put your own twist. If you don't want a DM, you can say call . You can always just say call 301, or actually just let's just say 410-555-555 if you're interested. So you have your number there, you have people reaching out to you. You already had your hook points at the very beginning of this caption. So now this is just an example caption that we can always use. Now I'm going to go back just because I've actually already used this example. So now it's not going to allow me to go back and shuffle. But just like if I shuffle here, and let's go back, and I'm going to pull up the same information or shuffle until we get the mortgage again, because just like how we can shuffle our, here we go, just like we can shuffle our actual templates, we can also shuffle our captions if it works. So now we can just even have more templates and more of an inspiration to just build off of, to add our own twist to it. So now you can say shuffle. So now as you shuffle, the new text says, what do selling your home emoji and building a snowman have in common? That sounds like the wildest question. However, that is a hook point to get people's attention. The main thing we want to always keep in mind is we want to stop the scroll. We always want to have a hook point to always stop the scroll, because if it looks like just another real estate advertisement, or I'm a new realtor and I'm looking for anyone who's looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, for example, and it looks just like the rest of them, it's going to get lost in the sauce. It's not going to stop the scroll. And we're not going to get as many engagements. But with just this caption here, just this first sentence, what do selling your home and building a snowman have in common? I don't know. It's always faster and funner with a knowledgeable partner. Wow. And you have the emojis saying, raising the hand, like, hey, I can be your partner. Even the emojis can be a hook point in its own self. Now the caption goes on and says, want a reliable agent who will protect your best interests throughout every step of the transaction? You can say, send me a DM or call 410-555-555 to learn more. Right there, that first sentence is your hook point. I wouldn't know if someone had just asked me out of the blue whether selling a home and building a snowman have in common. I do not have that at all. But that's your hook point. That's as creative and as fun you can become, or you can use the templates in order to stop the scroll. But if we don't want to use this, again, we can say shuffle again. Now here's another bad joke alert, or you can just say, even say dad joke alert, right? You can say, what's a good sign you're going to get a great price for your home? And it says, a for sale sign with my name on it. Okay, but seriously, as your local real estate expert, it is my duty to make sure you get every penny you deserve out of your property. Well, I want every penny I deserve out of my property, of course. I saw Miss Mavis down the street sell her home for this, and Mr. John sold his home. He lives in a cul-de-sac for this. I want every penny. So now I'm hooked as a consumer. Now it says, send me a DM for a free assessment or call me at 410-555-5555 for a free assessment. Now, we didn't even get into paid ads just yet. This is just a free social post that you will see on your business page that, again, we can schedule this out now, or we can schedule this out in the future or ahead of time. So while we're showing homes, while we're making lead generation calls, and or if we're at the closing table or on vacation with our family, we can schedule our own marketing and posts to go out through Facebook, set it, forget it, and don't even have to think about it. We can use the same designs library or template to just use this. We can use our own images, and you can upload your own images this way. You can either say browse designs library, or you can say upload an image. And if you upload an image, you just click here and of course go through your files on your computer or your flash drive or folders to upload your own marketing if need be. Also, you want to make sure, and this comes from your marketing profile, you always want to make sure that your DBA logo is here. It says optional. However, best practice is to always have the DBA logo because you always want to be in compliance as much as possible. Because again, we're all business owners. We want to make sure we're good to go. Now, if you don't have your marketing center's logo or you want to browse KW Connect for those logos, Command has nicely put it here for you where this will take you straight to your marketing page on KW Connect. You enter in your market center's number and it will provide all logos for that specific market center. And you can always say, I want it on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. So you see in this example here, right now it's on the right-hand side where I have my mouse cursor. Now, if I go left, now we'll see it goes to the left-hand side. And that's for your look and your fit. Another thing to keep in mind too is here where it says you can upload images. Command says we recommend using 1 to 4 images. Totally up to you. Also, you have the ability to upload a video. If you have one, you can upload now, you can upload a video file. The file must be smaller than 40 megabytes. Duration must be less than 120 seconds. So again, that's just less than 2 minutes. Again, for our folks who are tech savvy and run your videos and your marketing, we know those are like 15-second spots, 30-second spots, and 60-second spots. So that we can get straight to the point and not lose our consumers' interest. You can also use a video URL if you have one, just in case you may have a YouTube link, a Vimeo link, or more. Then also another cool feature is you can also upload a neighborhood video. If you've already created a neighborhood video from designs, you can also bring that in as well.